Well, whether it's that cold weather or the latest injury report, there's a lot that could impact play as the green and gold takes the field today. So joining me now to go in depth on the day ahead is Clinical Associate Professor and Program Director of Athletic Training at Marquette University, Chris Geiser. Chris, thank you so much for waking up early with us this morning.
My name correctly. That's pretty impressive.
Happy to hear that. Let's dig into this. So let's first talk about the injury report this morning. A lot of us have been watching that closely. You know, we have Zadarius Smith and Randall Cobb both back in the game. What do we know about their injuries and the recovery process involved, and how might this impact the game today?
Well, again, thankfully or not thankfully for HIPAA laws, we don't have a lot of the inside information. But what we know, Randall Cobb's injury we saw was a muscle strain as he was playing that day, and those take a long time to heal. And so they have athletic trainers and rehab staff there who are going to make sure they're ready to play and ready to go. But the fact that they were activated, the day before makes you think that they're on pushing things a little bit, and that they're gonna try to get it done and get on the field, but maybe aren't ready yet. So we'll have to see. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, you would hope that there would be a lot of thought that goes into that process, but at the same time, there's a lot at stake here, of course. We also have Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He hurt his back in that final game of the season against the Lions. We're hearing he will likely be out today. And then you have Bakhtiari. He's listed as questionable as well. And we know he had a torn ACL for much of the season. He made a little bit of a comeback, but now it's just unclear on where he stands this morning. So what insight can you share about those players from your seat?
Yeah, again, Bakhtiari's ACL reconstruction, he's about at the time where people start coming back. And so one of the big worries with anybody at his level is re-injury. And so they're going to make sure that he's ready to go and that he's strong and that he's had the chance to build up and get the strength and the control where it needs to be again. And he played last week, wasn't it? And he was quoted as saying that he was pretty gassed and pretty fatigued after a half. So the level that they have to compete at he's not just coming back from an injury, he's having to get back into game shape. So I'm sure going into their thinking was deciding whether or not he was going to be effective to play most of the day and contribute to the team, or whether they'd be better off having somebody who's maybe not as talented as him, playing the whole game. So I'm sure they were watching that very closely, but it seems like they've made the decision that he's ready to go and should be able to contribute in a good way.
And Chris, we also have Aaron Rodgers in his toe. We're hearing he should probably be okay. The other factor at play here, though, is the cold weather. Packers are used to this weather, right? But how does the cold impact their game?
Yeah, I don't know anybody ever gets used to it. It's chilly out there, but especially the guys coming off of injury, when you're cold and something's bothering you a little bit, that cold can make it feel a little worse and can have a detrimental effect on trying to get ready. So I mean, they have professional guys there who are taking care of them and making sure they're warmed up and ready to go. They have heaters on the sidelines and that stuff. So the only time they're really exposed to the cold is when they're on the field. And for our defense sake with Zadarius, hopefully they're not on the field very much. They get off and we have a good offensive day.
All right, we will be watching closely. Chris Geiser, the Program Director of Athletic Training at Marquette University. Thank you so much for joining us early this morning on TMJ4 News Today.
No problem. Thank you, Ryan.